Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Slide 3, Honor Among Thieves. Previously, we finished up Episode 1 in Opera of Fear, where we put away Octavio and got Murray back in the gang. And now with the Cooper gang in its entirety, we're gonna head to Episode 2, Rubble Down Under.
At first, it seemed just like old times. The gang was back in action. But little by little, we learned that Murray's heart just wasn't in it. Without the guru's permission to give up on his Dreamtime training, he'd never really feel comfortable returning to the gang. We knew we needed to help him out. So, we packed up our things, whipped up some quick disguises, and headed for the Australian outback. Along the way, Murray told us story after story about his teacher's amazing abilities. Apparently, this guru of his was capable of fantastic feats. He used the Dreamtime to blend perfectly into his surroundings, and even gain mental control over the weak-minded. If even half the stories were true, then this was a guy I just had to meet. Our gang needed to grow its ranks for a chance to get inside the Cooper Vault. And this guru, this outback mystic, was looking like the best recruit we could have ever asked for. However, when we finally arrived in the outback, it was a shock to find that things had changed. And the guru was nowhere to be seen.
So things in the Outback aren't as peaceful as Murray made it out to be. There's a whole lot of commotion going on in Australia, and we gotta find the guru in all of this commotion. I mean, look at all this activity going on. We've got dingoes, kangaroos, as kind of typical as it should be because, you know, it's Australia. It would have those kind of animals as guards in this level. But yeah, we gotta find the guru somehow throughout all of this activity going on. But before we get to that, we have one more chance to get warped to the hazard room. This will unlock the trainer for you to learn Murray's skills, which is throwing and some other moves like... Well, actually, I'm not going to say what those other moves are because we are going to encounter a job that will show Murray skills in its entirety, I suppose. Or we get the chance to play Asbury, but that's not going to happen for a while. Just keep in mind that Murray, if you don't know anything about the Cooper gang or Murray's playstyle, he's the brute of the three. So that's pretty much all you have to know for the time being. I will get into what Murray could do specifically a little later on. But for now, we gotta get some recon on what's going on throughout the entire landscape. We do have one gadget automatically unlocked for Murray. That's the Berserker charge. Let's see if there's anything I want to get. Health Extractor. I don't really have it that much since I don't play as Bentley fairly often. I think it might be the least of the three members of the Cooper gang I do play as, even after you do complete all the jobs in a level. I think we'll go for Spin Attack level 2 for Sly, so just hit triangle twice and then hit square to unleash a better Spin Attack. That's pretty much what it is in its purest form.
The miners have really torn this place up looking for opals. Watch your step, they're sure to get rough defending their claim.
So I believe the reason why it's barely stated the miners are here is to search for opals, which is a sort of mineral, I believe, that is pretty valuable. I didn't really know what it was for the longest time until I did some more research on the background uh, of this level. Let's see. I want to get some cash first because since we're pretty close to getting another gadget, might as well get some cash right now before I forget, to be honest. So here we are. The first job of the game, search for the guru.
My master spends most of his time up there in that cave, overlooking the valley and contemplating the depths of deepness. I really appreciate you breaking the news to him that I want to break off my training.
No problem, pal. I'm looking forward to meeting him. Anybody you call master must be a heck of a guy.
Oh, he's awesome! He'll get inside your head and freak you out 6 ways from Sunday.
Awesome.
Well, you know, Murray, he likes to describe things in Murray's way, let's just say that. I see a dingle here that's got some loot, so let's pickpocket him really fast before he notices me. And he's got a silver ring. That's not bad. Better than the bronze ring, that's for sure, but like I always say, every little bit helps. Yeah, we have to climb up the stick first. And then we can swing onto the hook as soon as I can actually get enough altitude. Double jump, and there we go. So do a little bit of spire jumping and some some hook swinging, and you're here at the Guru's cave.
Sorry, pal. This cave's empty. Got any other ideas where he might be?
Well, that's his hut. But he doesn't really hang out there on account of the smell.
The smell?
It's a long story. I had to apologize up and down for like a month before he'd speak to me again.
What did you do?
The unspeakable, Sly. The unspeakable.
Well, thanks for speaking of it. I'm headed for the hut.
You know, I just wonder, what did Murray eat to produce that kind of smell for the Guru to stay away from his home? I'm not sure what he could find in the Outback, since considered this isn't the most civilized place in the world. So I imagine Murray wouldn't find anything like burgers or fries or any sort of that kind of food group for him to chow down on. Maybe he just got like one stinky dead corpse of an animal one day and just chowed down on it. It would prove to be too stinky for him to handle. I don't think I ever mentioned this before, but if you go near any sort of door like the hideout, then this is a warning for you that if you go through that entry, you will abandon the job in its entirety and start all over again.
This place is packed with wall hooks. The miners must use them to haul up their drills. Looks like you're going to get some rock climbing practice.
As if we haven't got already got some in Bentley from our time getting to the Guru's cave. So we did learn a little bit of this where we're scaling up Octavio's tower, but not that much. I guess the purpose of this job is to show you a little bit more about the wall hook swinging and the wall hooks that you can use throughout the landscape.
Sorry, Murray. Nobody's home. And by the looks of it, I'd say the Guru is fighting someone or something off here. I'm starting to think the miners might have got to him.
You might be right. They'd come in and be all angry and yelling, and he'd be all peaceful, and they'd just get ticked. Then he'd try to find a middle way, and they'd just go crazy and smash everything up, and then haul him off.
Where do you think they might have taken him?
They got him! My master's a goner!
Maybe we should get Bentley on the line.
It's tough to say, but given the layout of the miners' camp, I'd venture a guess that they use that area with a high fence as a makeshift stockade.
Looks like there might be a way up using that cliff below. Shouldn't be a problem.
Just keep an eye out for that gyrocopter. I'm positive it's what gave away the Guru's position.
Good tip. Thanks, pal.
And there's the gyrocopter in question, all flying in the background. That's not only just to scout out any intruders, I suppose, as far as Bentley is concerned. That thing could also drop bombs whenever you're near its vicinity, so be careful of that whenever you do have to go into the gyrocopter's area. And speaking of these wall hooks specifically, in the beta version of this job, you have to play that baseball minigame just get hooks prepped. That was the first time I ever saw that scrap mechanic in action, and it looked as aggravating then as it did, I guess, when I was doing like complete research on the beta version of this game. It's probably no surprise after you do see that kind of mechanic a couple of times. There is a reason why the disc did scrap that.
These miners have no respect for the Aboriginal sacred sites. They're drilling into everything. Ayers Rock, Kings Canyon, Wave Rock. The cultural insensitivity is sickening.
And thank goodness for that. Like I said back in the first level, it looked aggravating to go through, and it's no surprise why they didn't get rid of that mechanic at all. So a little bit of more hook climbing practice, and you're at the shack, where you can finally meet Murray's master.
You must be the guru. I'm a good friend of Murray's. He's come asking to be released from his training. Sure, I'll just bust you out of here and we'll go talk to him. You seriously won't leave without your gear? Yeah, I can see that the miners have really done a number on your land here. As for your walking staff and moonstone, me and my gang have a real talent for stealing back things that were wrongfully taken.
The guru won't leave the stockade until he has his walking staff and his moonstone. He also insists that we purify Ayers Rock of all miners. Only then will the Dreamtime spirits be appeased, and the guru will be free to use his powers. Sly must have impressed him in their conversation, because now he is requesting that Murray and I meet with him individually. Something about judging our spiritual centers. I've discovered a passage through one of the miners' caves that should make getting up to the guru less difficult. He also mentioned that the miners had foolishly unearthed the Mask of Dark Earth. I guess it was his job to guard the thing, and now that it's out, bad things are sure to follow. Sounds like mumbo-jumbo to me, but we've encountered some unexplainable phenomena over the years, so I'm not gonna rule it out as a threat to our operation.
I liked it one of the last slides. It showed a screenshot from a previous job in the last game. I think it was the crypt job from episode 5 in Band of Thieves. That was one of my favorite ones from that game, so I was really pleased to see that as a little callback from that slideshow. And just as I expected, nothing new here available in ThiefNet, but I think we'll get the Berserker charge since we do have enough cash for it. We can scatter enemies with this powerful run. We will be able to see that with Murray, but we're going to play as Sly first since his job is going first in this lineup of jobs we have to go through. And that's going to be the Dark Caves, so that's a little off to the distance. And since we'll be trekking through there, there's something I want to mention about these cutscenes in the game. If it isn't evident by now, I am playing the PS3 version of Honor Among Thieves, but it's actually the digital version that I'm playing with. If you were playing with the physical version, then chances are you might encounter some audio loops or characters pausing for an abnormally long amount of time for them to say their lines. That's because depending on how much data you have in your console, like save data or probably like digital versions of other games you have on your PS3, that might cause this game's characters to have to catch up so they can speak their lines. But if you're playing with the digital version like I am, then you won't encounter that problem at all. The only logical explanation I can come up with to solve that is that you can delete some save data from your PS3 so the game won't have that much trouble catching up when it comes to conversations for the physical version, but it's not a foolproof plan from what I've researched on. This kind of problem can also be remedied if you're playing the Vita version as well, from what I know.
After capturing the guru, the Dingoes confiscated his magic walking staff and moonstone. Without these objects, the guru is powerless.
Given that we're dealing with miners, I bet they stashed the goods in one of the caves around here. It's a secure location with plenty of guys on duty to provide protection.
I agree. The most likely candidate is this mine shaft. It appears to have the highest number of workers coming in and out.
Good place to start. I'm on it.
Alright, we got our first location to hit to secure the guru's equipment back.
Those caves are gonna be dark. Your optimizer goggles will make navigation easier.
This would be a 3D job, but since I have a 3D TV, that option doesn't pop up at all since that mode is turned off.
If they're here, the guru's items would be stashed at the far end of this cave.
So that's something you should know if you're playing on either the PS2 version or with a TV that does not have 3D capabilities. Speaking of the 3D mode, there's something I forgot to mention back in the first level. If you were playing the PS2 version of this game, then chances are your case would have come with a pair of 3D glasses that you had to assemble. It wasn't like metallic or anything. It was more cardboard based, and it wasn't that hard to put together. I did have a pair a few years ago, and it was a pretty good novelty like I mentioned before with the 3D feature. Nothing too special, but it's pretty cool that the devs actually went out of the way to give you your own pair of 3D glasses if you were playing any 3D jobs. So
I'm not into tearing up the environment or anything, but these caves are rich with opals. I can see why these miners are so driven.
or if you want to fiddle around with that mode at all. And to add on to the whole 3D thing, for another fact, I think once you complete all the jobs in the game, then you can activate the 3D functionality for any of them when you're in the job replay menu. So now we're at the end of this cave and find another safe that we'll have to crack by hand. A lot of these don't come up that much throughout the game. I think this might be like the second of 4 I can think of that we can go through overall. So you don't have to worry about this mechanic too much. Just be patient and slow, and you'll get it unlocked.
Time to take you back to your rightful owner. These miners are smarter than they look. They booby-trapped the moonstone. It looks like a light-sensitive detonator. If I can get it outside and into the sunlight, it should power down.
Okay, it's time to get ourselves out of here. So now, you have to get out of here before time runs out, and you'll be counting a lot of baddies along the way. Just run and swipe at your cane. Don't even bother trying to fight them at all, since you don't have a lot of time going through this operation. So we'll go through here. And we should be able to get out of here with a substantial amount of time left over, actually. Yeah, we did get out of there in a pretty short time, actually.
The guru's walking staff must be hidden in their other cave complex. I've marked the entrance in your binocular.
Okay, so we gotta get up there. I think if we could climb up this structure, we might be able to make it up there. Get rid of these guys first. I said get rid of them! I don't need any unwanted attention as it is. I see that kangaroo has some loot. I want to get to pickpocketing him first. Get behind him a little more so he doesn't notice me. Another silver ring. Alright, I can live with that. I was expecting a gold one, to be honest, but I think that's just the greed in me that's saying that. Where's that place? Oh, there it is. Okay, I think the way up I was thinking before wasn't the more optimal route to go with. Thought there was a shortcut or something, but that's not the case. So I know there is a way to get up there. Just gotta back up a little bit and go up this ramp. Then, take this guy out. Some more cash. Probably gonna pickpocket him, but I'm kind of want to get through this as fast as possible since we're almost near the end of this job.
These caves have no ambient light whatsoever. Fortunately, it seems the Guru's moonstone is providing enough illumination to let you see. Watch your step. These mine pits are deep.
Thanks for the warning, Bentley. I have had a little trouble with this in the past from not timing the hook swinging properly. So don't be surprised or frustrated if you're going through the same trouble as well. Also, I think Slide's through like a half T-pose when he's swinging on these hooks. That doesn't come up fairly often. Don't know why the game does that, but it does happen in very unlikely circumstances, I guess. Like I said, I don't see that happen that much. It's actually occurred quite a bit the last couple of playthroughs of this game, to be honest.
Wonder what's so special about this staff. Another booby trap for a stick? These guys are paranoid. And from the sound of it, they've called in reinforcements. Nothing like a horde of angry dingoes to make things a bit more interesting.
Uh-huh. Yes, it will. So these guys are going to be a lot more aggressive now. I think there's going to be a lot more of those dingoes with whips. So whenever you do see one, try to jump up and do a jumping strike. Chances are they're going to knock you back if you do and try to go like foot-to-foot combat. So try to jump over them whenever you do see one of those dingoes wind up for a whip strike. And it's very easy to die here since you don't have a lot of room to land on. Chances are you might get knocked down a couple of gaps if you're being careless enough. So that's why I recommend you definitely keep your eye on those dingoes with the whips. That was actually a really smooth run from that last cave, all things considered. One of the smoother ones I've had in a while. But it was worth it since we now have the Guru's equipment back in our possession, away from the miners. And I think that's gonna do it for today. We did meet the Guru and we got his equipment back in no time flat. So we'll be ready to take on Murray's job spelunking next time. As soon as I take care of this guy first, I see him coming towards me. There we go. Need some peace and quiet before we go back into the storm of things. So next time on Honor Among Thieves, we'll be switching off to Murray as we'll see him for the first time in action and go through his first job of the game, spelunking. Until we meet again, farewell for now.